Hey traders, so today's video is going to be a bit different than normal. Instead of looking at charts, I'm actually going to be doing a little rant, a little talk on a thought experiment that I did while running 2 miles earlier today. And this is something I do 3 to 4 times a week. One, gives me a great chance to think. Two, there's extreme health benefits to being active, especially when you're in a career like we all are and you're on your ass all day pretty much clicking buttons on a computer. So this thought experiment consisted of this. What is it that separates a professional, consistently profitable trader from someone who hasn't been able to create success yet in trading? So while running around, cool morning air, green grass still wet from the dew of the morning, this is the thought that was going through my head. And I came to a kind of weird conclusion, because this is the thing. If you're watching this video, then you have access to the internet. If you have access to the internet, then that means that you have at your disposal everything that a professional trader has, and so does any other trader that has access to the internet. We all have access to the same information. What I mean by that is I have access to market data that I can use to test strategies or to trade with. You and other traders also have access to that as long as they have the internet. I have access to training material that can teach me new concepts that I don't know yet, whether that be for free on places like here on YouTube or free trainings from other people if you sign up for their email list or something like that. Every other trader that has access to the internet has access to that as well. I have access to a brokerage account that I can deposit money in, and then by clicking a button can trade and make money appear out of thin air, essentially. And so does every other trader that has access to the internet. So the conclusion I came up with is that the thing that separates a professional trader that's consistently profitable from someone who's not quite there yet is not the lack of information. You see, we're capable of learning the same exact things. We're capable of doing the same exact things, along with anyone else who's a struggling trader. They're capable of everything that you and I are capable of, as long as they have, again, access to the internet. So again, during this thought experiment, about a mile into the run at this point, I finally came up with a conclusion. And my conclusion is that it comes down to nothing more than individual effort. Now, before you get angry and start throwing stuff at the screen and saying, Steven, that's wrong, I put in a lot of effort, if you are someone who's struggling at trading, that's not exactly what I mean. You can be putting in a lot of effort in the wrong way and you'll never reach your goal. For instance, let me give you this analogy. If you were to be, let's say, building a house, and you were trying to put every screw in with a hammer and every nail in with a screwdriver or a drill, would you accomplish your goal of building that house? Probably not, and definitely not in the correct way. So if you consistently work, because doing that would be an extreme amount of work. If you tried hammering every screw and screwing every nail, that would be a lot of work, right? A lot of effort. But it's not the right kind of effort, therefore it would be nearly impossible to reach your goal. Learning a new skill like trading is absolutely no different than that. You see, the problem with most traders, and the reason we have such a huge failure rate inside of trading as an industry, inside of financial markets as an industry for retail traders, is because 90% of the time they're going around trying to hammer in screws and screw in nails, which again makes the goal of becoming profitable almost impossible. So when I say effort, I'm not talking about the individual effort as in the amount of hours you put in or the amount of literal work that you put into trading. What I mean by this is, are you putting forth the correct effort? Are you using a screw for the nails or a hammer? You see, this information is what I was missing in my own trading for a long time. I had all the information. I had discovered strategies through free resources like YouTube. I had taken a training course at 19 years old that taught a little bit about a strategy in the stock market that was profitable for the guy that was using it. He was at the time my mentor, yet I was incapable of creating profits on my own. Why? Well, guys, I was trying to screw in the nails. I didn't follow instructions correctly. See, the way to get to the correct effort is by following the instructions of someone who's already done it. And for instance, the guy that was my mentor in the stock market said, you need to backtest these strategies through historical data. You need to create an entire trading plan around these strategies. But yours truly, Steven here, what did I do? Well, I just took those strategies, any of them that I learned pretty much, threw them at the wall and hoped they would stick. Unfortunately, what I was throwing at the wall was my money, most of it over the wall, and landed directly into another investor's pocket. So, having this as my conclusion, that the right kind of effort is what creates profitable traders, is the reason I wanted to do this video for you guys. I want to share with you guys what took me literally over a year to learn on my own, which is that the correct kind of information, you can receive that from anywhere. You don't have to purchase a course. You can learn some of this information for free here on YouTube. But follow the instructions correctly. For instance, let's say that a professional trader, doesn't have to be me, although we do have strategies and information on the channel here. Let's say a professional trader that you trust says, here's a strategy. If they're a good professional trader and a good educator, they'll tell you do not take and trade this strategy blindly. Go out and test it through historical data yourself. Create a trading plan around it. Hopefully they've done that. If not, you might not want to trust them as much as you are right now, and you may want to consider picking a different mentor. But if they have told you that information, if they said, hey, here's this strategy, it's working for me, it's profitable right now, take it, back test it, look through historical data, find out if it creates an edge for you the way you see the market, create a risk management plan around it based on those numbers, create a full trading plan around that information. If you decide not to, guys, you're literally hammering in a screw. It's never going to work. You're learning the information. You're listening to the guy that's telling you to do it, that's already been there and creating success in his trading, but you're not following the instructions. So how do you plan to get where he is if you don't follow his instructions? So in turn, learning the information. Let's say you watch 500 YouTube videos about trading. You say, I'm putting in effort. I'm watching these videos. I'm learning everything. Learning the information doesn't make you a successful trader. Taking a trading course, even if you pay thousands of dollars for it, will not make you a successful trader. It may speed up the process for you to have the applicable information, but until you apply the information in the correct way, you will have an extreme problem becoming a professional and profitable trader. You see, it's not the course material that makes you successful. It's not the material you learn in YouTube videos and through free trainings. It's not the information you have. It's the way you implement it. It's the correct kind of effort. So learning the information, learning the skill does nothing for you if you don't actually go out in the market and apply it. Again, going back to this example, if a professional trader teaches you a strategy for free or in a course, tells you to go test it, create a trading plan around it, but instead you take that strategy, you test 3 trades in historical data, you demo trade it for 4 days, and then you decide that you're going out to trade that strategy and you lose your entire account, whose fault is that? It's not the trader's fault. Again, if he was a decent trader and a decent educator, then he told you not to trade blindly based around the strategy because he knows what trading actually consists of. Risk management is important. One of the most important things in trading. And if you don't understand the performance of a strategy, either through historical data or from demo testing it for a very long time, then how are you going to create a risk management plan around the advantage you have over the market? So don't blame other people if you have a lack of success right now. Instead, change the way you apply the information. You see, this hit home with me because currently we have a training program here at the trading channel that we run called the EAP Training Program. And I have questions all the time from new members of the program, and I'm not pointing anyone out. I'm not mad at anyone for doing this. I completely understand. But at the same time, I get these questions on extremely advanced material from these new members. Now, that is my job, right? I'm here to help traders on their path to profitable trading. I'm here to answer questions, whether they be about basic information or advanced information. The problem here is that this course is literally designed with an instruction manual that takes you from learning basic information down to mid-level information through a course called the Transition Course, which teaches one simple strategy and teaches you how to create a trading plan, a full trading plan around that one simple strategy. Now, as you can imagine, this process alone is going to take months. After creating the full trading plan, the months of that, you will then have to trade in a demo, or at least this is what we suggest, trading in a demo account for 3 months to increase confidence and to make sure that you can properly trade the trading plan that you've created for yourself. Now, as you can imagine, this is a process that takes a very long time. But these traders that are sending me messages about advanced material that is way later on in the course are sending it to me 4 days into the course. So my question to you is, do you think that they're going to be profitable one day? Are they applying the right kind of effort, or are they trying to hammer in a screw? Now, again, I'm not pointing anyone out. And if you're doing this in the EAP training program, I'm not angry. I'll answer your questions all day long. I'm just telling you now that the best way to go about it is to actually follow instructions correctly, because that's how you apply the right kind of effort. That's how you start hitting nails with hammers instead of hitting screws with hammers. And that is what I came to the conclusion is the main difference between someone who is consistently losing money and someone who is consistently profitable. The mere fact that the effort that the profitable trader put forth was the correct kind, and they followed instructions correctly. So guys, that's the rant I have for you today. If you enjoyed this kind of video, make sure to let me know in the comment section below. Also in the comment section, let me know of any other topics you'd like me to cover, either in rants like this or on the charts. What we're also going to do though, guys, and just to kind of clarify a little more importance about this subject, is I'm going to take you and put you, actually, instead of going to the computer, I'm just going to put a screenshot of our equity curve right here, right? So our equity curve for this year in the EAP, as you can see, we had a high at the very beginning of the year, and then our equity curve took a tumble. This year, we had a very significant drawdown in the beginning of the year in the EAP training program. This drawdown was a little over 20%, right at a 20% drawdown. Guys, I'm not comfortable with that. My biggest drawdown up to that point was 15%. But because I understand that being disciplined is one of the main parts of trading success, because I understand that risk management is extremely important, it did not blow our account to have all these losses. Because I understand the way my strategies work, because I've tested them through historical data, I was capable of staying disciplined even through a 20% drawdown based on this email analysis we send out, guys. These equity curve, by the way, is based on email analysis. The program, the EAP, comes with email analysis. It's 3 to 5 emails we send out per week on trades we plan to take. Sorry I didn't clarify that before. But doing this, right, doing the back testing I was just talking about, understanding that I need discipline in my trading, understanding risk management, allowed me to go from a 20% drawdown to currently, right now it's July 31st, and we are up 60 some odd percent, I think it's 64% on the year. So since the 20% drawdown, we've been able to increase our ROI by 80%. And what allowed us to do that is not just knowing that strategies are supposed to do well. It's not just learning information off YouTube. It was applying information that I learned a really long time ago, also applying my own knowledge and applying myself to creating strategies, becoming disciplined to those strategies through back testing, forward testing, and being disciplined to them in the past, creating a risk management plan around those strategies that kept me from going over my risk tolerance and kept my emotions out of my trades. And now you can see what the result of that is. That's the power of using this information, guys. So I hope this information has been helpful. I hope it's taught you a little bit about what it's going to take to become profitable. Again, if you enjoyed this kind of rant type of video, leave me a comment and let me know. Let me know if you want me to do any other type of video like this or on the charts. I look forward to seeing you guys in our next video. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you're subscribed here if you liked this. Also, click that like button for me. I'll see you guys in the next video.